Dewey.
Yes. Yeah. Yes.
Cheers. Wish I could give you some of my whiskey. Yes, thank you. And it's early for you, man.
Don't care. We're drinking.
Fucking love it.
My wife. I sent my wife a text when the nomination came out, and she was like, she wrote, "Yes, they will not be the shame of Cartoon Saloon."
Exactly. That's exactly the greatest fear.
Well, when I talked to Ross, because you were preoccupied last time with the Golden Globes, that was Ross's biggest fear. He did not want to be the lone nominee, the lone team to not get nominated. Was that in the back of your mind?
Yeah, I would hate to end the streak. I would hate to end the three movies with a down note. I sort of feel like if I take a really big risk and do something crazy next time, I won't feel so bad. But these three, I wanted them to fit together in a hat trick. So I had to admit to myself, even as much as I didn't like to admit it, that I was hoping against, I didn't want that to happen. So I was happy. Very happy not to be disappointed. It's such a weird feeling because it used to be just totally like the last time I was nominated for Song of the Sea was only the second time we'd ever been nominated, and it was just like totally surreal. Whereas now we've got this like fucking track record to keep up with, which is a curse as well as a blessing,
But I have to imagine, even with Song of the Sea, that you were kind of almost in a way naive to the process, but now it's different because this is a way bigger deal.
That was why the only fear I had was I remember when Song of the Sea was nominated, Lego Movie, which everyone expected to win, didn't get nominated. And that was from a company that had no restrictions on financing or, so we had all of that. So we couldn't say we didn't have that, but you never know. You never know if that's seen as something, less interesting by an Academy member. And I was a little disappointed that some of the more indie films that I would have liked to have seen nominated this time didn't get in because there's only so much space, I guess. But movies like Bombay Rose and Calamity and Ongatu from Japan, they were class too, and they were much more dark horses than us this year. It's just a real place for us. We used to be the complete weird dark horse coming in out of nowhere, but now with Apple it was much more anticipated and talked about, so it only made it all the more nerve-wracking, Dewey.
All I gotta tell you, Tom, is we talked at London. I told you guys are going to be a player. I promised you'd be a player, and look at you guys. I feel like I at least get 1% of the credit for this nomination.
You ought to, yeah. And we did the hat trick. I never had it before. BAFTA, Globes, and Oscars. Pretty amazing too.
Well, I'm of course I'm kidding about that. This has nothing to do with me. This has to do with the incredible talent of Cartoon Saloon, and of course you and Ross. But this is the part that really stood out to me during the nominations this morning. They did some of the nominations, right? Then they did a break. At that point, when they did the break, were you just like, come on, are you kidding me?
I wasn't watching. I deliberately wasn't. I never watch. I can't handle it. I don't know. I just can't handle it. I don't know why. Ever since the first year when I was just out having my lunch. No, the first year we were in another meeting. Today I was drawing some of my co-workers in a meeting, and then I said, "Oh, we should check on the nominations." And there was like 130 people on another call, and we jumped on that call, and we'd already been nominated. So I was like, "Oh, thank God," because I couldn't bear to watch it,
So who was the first to let you know? Like who was it?
I got a call. No, I got a call from my wife, which is also traditional, and she was in school. She was teaching in school, and she was watching it with the kids in school. So she called me. When I saw her calling, I went, "Oh, that looks promising. Let's check in on the nomination party," I said to the guys,
So now, what's next? What is Apple going to ramp you guys up?
They're going to go hard. Yeah, they're going to go hard for a win, which I think would be amazing. Like, I know we're up against some stiff competition, and everyone's talking about Soul, and I get it because it's amazing. But I think it's number 3. It would mean a huge amount. That the third one of the 3 to be nominated would be recognized after you know, it's been a long journey and an amazing journey with the Academy. It would be kind of a pity to think that you could only ever get nominated and could never go any further. Not sure we can do it this year because of Soul, but I think we're going to give it a really big push, you know.
Here's the difference from my perspective, and this is where you just nod and smile because I know you can only say so much
Uh-huh.
and you can enjoy that whiskey. There's a difference this time, and it's the Apple wild card.
Yeah.
Y'all didn't have that before.
Yeah.
Apple's going to go toe to toe with Disney, with Netflix, and with all these other nominees. And they're going to be having you guys do drawing sessions left and right. They're going to be sending out all sorts of Wolfwalker reminders. You're probably going to be doing Q&As more than you could probably realize.
Yeah.
They're going to push it to the limit because a win for the studio would be huge for the studio because it's not just Cartoon Saloon's first Oscar, the first Oscar win.
Yeah.
This would be the first major award, for Apple since they've kind of taken on this new role.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so you've not only got a highly motivated studio behind you, but you also have got an incredible product they're going to be pushing. So it's you've got two really positive things heading in the right direction here.
Yeah. I do think that. I think it's a hard year because I can see the love for Soul as a movie, and I can also see how it's important in America now to have like a person of color lead character, and also I can see that as a challenge. But I think on our side, as you say, we've all those things and a bit of pedigree now and everything. So I'm going to give it a real shot, I'd say.
So now, what are the plans for this evening? Like, what?
I know. I only wish they were more interesting. Like usually we'd be down in the pub Billy Burns, and usually don't walk home. I usually get carried to a taxi or something. But I don't know. It's funny to say usually, but in the previous instances of being lucky enough to be nominated, it was quite the party. So I don't know. We're all socially isolated. It's really difficult, But we should see. I'm sure we'll be creative and find a way. Maybe outdoors.
I have a feeling you'll be doing something outdoors. I'll be seeing something on Twitter shortly. Now, final thing, because I know you got some libations to enjoy and some moments to take in, and I really appreciate you giving us the exclusive here to chat.
No worries.
Is the biggest worry when you get nominated for one of these award shows is making sure that you have everybody on your list of people to thank?
Yeah, I know, and it's hard. And I just wrote a thing on Twitter, and I sort of said "and beyond" because I know, and it's that thing where you might immediately thank Apple, but then you don't want to forget like the small distributor in France who's been with us since the beginning, who were involved again, and like got shut down because of the pandemic. So yeah, that's the tricky thing, to remember everyone, and of course everyone watching it who was involved had their part to play, and you can't mention everyone. So I don't know, I generally refer to the wolf pack as much as possible because it's easier. But Dewey, I will give you particular individual thanks if I get the chance to give a speech.
I think if you give me thanks in a speech, whether it's the Academy or BAFTA, I literally will have an out-of-body experience, and no one will believe that. Like, even if I told people that was me he was talking about, that no one would believe it. So you can either do that or just I'll just say that when you say "and beyond," that's me.
Yeah.